Let's get some comments and some analysis from a chief European economist now, as Jacques Cailloux is here from RBS. Good morning to you, Jacques. What do you think, what are you expecting to hear from JeanClaude Trichet today? And almost what are you expecting him not to say that might give us some signals? It seems to be like that we're almost reading the tea leaves with him,
yes,
aren't we?
That's right. I mean, we are in between the two important meetings. March will be obviously more important because that's where the ECB will lay out its exit strategies as far as Q2 is concerned. So I'm not sure we'll get much new information as far as the exit of unconventional measures is concerned. We'll probably be getting a confirmation of the baseline scenario that the ECB has been focusing on over the last few months, which is a soft recovery, a bumpy road, no excitement as far as the recovery is concerned, no inflationary pressures. So, of course, the ECB is in no hurry to adjust the policy rate. And the unconventional measures, the ECB is obviously on an exit strategy, and we think that we will get more information at the March meeting. And it's clear that the ECB is on its way out of its unconventional measures. The liquidity will bit by bit be reduced in the system. Also, the ECB has been very clear that they will be gradual and also be very clear about their exit path. So I don't think we should be getting any surprises on that front. The focus will entirely be on the periphery, I must say.
The periphery being the countries like Greece and Spain and Ireland.
That's right, absolutely, yes.
Now, we heard yesterday from Nouriel Roubini. We've also heard from Dominique Strauss-Kahn from the IMF. I think Nouriel Roubini was saying that both the EU and the IMF, one of them might have to step in with financial aid or would have to step in with financial aid for Greece. Dominique Strauss-Kahn saying that the IMF would be prepared to do that. Do you think that's inevitable at this stage?
Well, I think it feels like EMU is under attack at this stage. We've got huge pressure on the periphery. We saw yesterday some contagion taking place to other countries than Greece, Portugal, under huge pressure.
Yes.
I think we need to take stock first of the announcement from the European Commission yesterday, which I do think is quite important. This is an endorsement of the Greek plan. It's also for the first time ever that the European Commission is implementing some very, very close surveillance on the fiscal outlook for Greece. And also for the first time ever that the European Commission is putting recommendations down in terms of structural reforms. This is the full package that the European Commission is using. It's the first time under the Lisbon Treaty, so we have a major step there. The market, unfortunately, seems to have moved on from that and seems to have come to the conclusion that the inevitable is that Greece and potentially other countries might need actually financial aid, because the big difference that we've got currently with the EC program, which is an IMF-style program, is that there isn't any financial help attached to it.
Yeah.
And so the conditionality element of it and the financial help that the IMF is typically known for is missing as part of the recipe. And it feels like the market, to some extent, has moved on from, the European Commission, Eurogroup-style response, and is now sort of expecting more than just words from the Commission. And the problem is that all the reforms that the Greeks have committed to, which are very, very serious, will take time.
Yeah.
And at some stage there is a consistency element in terms of the timing and the market putting additional pressure on the short term.
Indeed, the investors seem very sceptical. There is also the possibility that there may be some kind of social unrest in Greece which would undermine the Prime Minister's ability to actually bring in these stringent measures.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most consensus view out there, which is that the population will resist any change, any structural reform. At the same time, I think that if you look at the local press, it feels like as well the population is also willing to take some adjustments. So I'm not sure we should take as an extreme view that there will be no change at all.
It's interesting that the markets have been so much more severe on Greece than they have on Ireland. Do you think we're seeing a little bit of a north-south divide there?
I think, the Irish situation is very different from the Greek situation. Ireland, I see it as a banking crisis. It was a transfer of risk from the banking sector onto the sovereign. The Greek story is a pure sovereign crisis, so it's a very, very different dynamic. Ireland has put out an exit map in terms of the crisis resolution as far as the banking crisis is concerned, pretty transparent, and has regained confidence with investors as well as the European Central Bank, which is quite important, while Greece has actually also lost support to some extent from the European Central Bank, which has said, well, we will not change our eligibility criteria for sovereign bonds, sending a signal that the ECB was not ready to help, which is probably the right signal that the ECB needs to send at this stage, because it would probably blur the separation between monetary authority and fiscal authority, but it's putting additional pressure.
Okay, Jacques, thank you very much
Thank
indeed
you.
for coming in.